Hello, my name is Daniel Stalder, broadband advocate for the Iowa Communications Alliance, bringing you a Week 2 legislative update from the Iowa Capitol. This week has been another busy one with 134 subcommittee meetings scheduled between the Iowa House and the Iowa Senate. As a reminder, after a bill gets introduced, a subcommittee meeting is the public hearing on the bill that only contains 3 legislators to give it one stamp of approval. This is the only public hearing that a bill gets, and so if you want to impact a bill, being at these subcommittees is very important, or having private conversations with legislators through grassroots outreach is sort of the next big step in impacting a bill. This week we have 2 big items that came out of the Capitol. The first and foremost that I'd mention is that legislation that would prevent a carbon capture pipeline from utilizing eminent domain passed the Iowa House. This is remarkably early in the process to pass a bill off of a chamber. Usually we don't see floor votes, certainly until first funnel, sometimes even until second funnel. So the fact that a bill has made it through the process and sent over to another chamber is going to be top of mind for a lot of people. The other big topic is that 4 different property tax proposals have been released. We have one each from the Senate Republicans, House Republicans, House Democrats, and the governor have all crafted their own unique proposal. For the next few weeks, there is going to be a lot of input from affected parties, whether that be senior citizens, homeowners, or whether it be the local governments, sheriff's offices. They're all going to weigh in and have a little bit of a different impact on how each of these bills impacts them. And so there's going to be some considerations over unintended consequences before a bill really does get through the process in any way, shape, or form, or even until we have agreement on which proposal is most likely to win. Now, bills affecting internet service providers are less in the news, but still very much impactful to your business, and I want to make sure that we talk about quite a few here today. A bill actually passed through subcommittee earlier today that interacts with the regulations of obscene material. I'm talking about House File 864, and what this bill does is prevents a covered platform, and that essentially means an internet website or an application, providing content to a user without verifying their age. And age verification comes in the form of submitting your ID and sometimes even taking your picture to make sure that they match. But throughout this process, the original proposals did not clarify what a covered platform was, and so we have asked for and received clarification that a covered platform does not include an internet service provider, essentially providing internet service companies from having the liability placed upon them. This bill did pass through subcommittee, and in fact it passed through all of the House last year and did not make it through all the way through the Senate this year. And so we're going to be watching House File 864 work its way through the Senate committee this week as well. Another bill that I want to make sure I mention deals with closed session meetings for municipal utilities, and this is House Study Bill 589. What this bill does is essentially allow a municipal utility to enter a closed session to discuss a fairly ambiguous definition of proprietary information. We do take an interest in anything that allows for a local government to enter into closed session, just because of how closely we do work with local governments in a lot of ways. This bill did receive a subcommittee and did pass unanimously through that subcommittee. And so we'll be working with the House Local Government Committee on HSB 589 in the coming weeks. Other bills that have not received subcommittee, but certainly are of interest to us. In particular, the Chair Senate Technology Committee has taken a special interest in providing regulations or safeguards to artificial intelligence users. So far, I believe we've seen 3 or 4 different bills. One would require the state of Iowa to monitor and limit the state's use of artificial intelligence for its employees. That's Senate Study Bill 3014. Another bill clarifies that the outputs from artificial intelligence, so what an artificial intelligence generator gives you, is the proprietary information of the user of artificial intelligence. That's Senate Study Bill 3013. And even a more aggressive tact over in the Iowa House, Representative Stone introduced legislation which would place civil liability to the tune of $250,000 per occurrence if anyone were to use another individual's likeness to create audio, video, or even stationary files of an individual. What we're paying close attention to right now is whether or not these regulations would run afoul of President Trump's executive order that basically says that states shall not regulate AI, but most importantly for our purposes, he then directs the NTIA to develop rules that would allow for BEAD funds to flow to states that don't regulate AI. There's enough ambiguity in these rules. Additionally, we don't have any of those finalities from NTIA yet. And so what the impact of these bills, if they were to pass into law, remains to be seen. But the legislative process is very long, and Iowa's system is not designed to pass bills very quickly. So we'll be monitoring AI legislation very closely for that purposes. Finally, I'd mention that there is a lot of time left in session. We are actually very, very much off to the races right now. But I'd mentioned that usually we don't have this many impactful bills until the 4th or even 6th week of legislative session. And so the fact that we're getting them out of the way early is a good sign, I think. Hopefully we can take a little bit of a breather later in session when we put some of these bad bills to bed, and we can talk about the ones that actually matter. So please do reach out to me if you have any questions. We're here to answer anything that you have here at the Iowa Communications Alliance, and we hope that you'll reach out to your legislator if you see anything that impacts your business that you want to make sure they know about. Thank you very much.